from the freezing cold Arctic. I'm just here doing some research on the characteristics of polar bear. I've actually found one behind me. His name is Patrick. Patrick and I have an understanding, so he knows that we are friends. He has accepted his nickname as Patty, and he said that he's going to help me explain to you guys how you can research characteristics of the animals that you chose. He's going to help me with some questions that you can ask Google, as well as some websites. So let's get started. Okay, so today we are going to be completing the characteristics section on your gathering information page, which I sent to you yesterday. So we are going to be looking at what animal characteristics are, which is basically just what does your animal look like. So how big are they? You want to look at the height and weights. What covers their body? Is it fur, feathers, scales? Do they have any body features like horns, antlers, tusks, or trunks? How many legs, eyes, wings do they have? The eyes and wings and legs could be for insects as well, unless you wanted to put it in for like a mammal or a fish. And then the last question, do they have hooves, paws, claws, or a tail? Okay. So just to remind you, these are some of the research websites that you can look up. I've loaded some up so we can see if we can find some information about Patrick, the polar bear. And I've introduced another one. This is the School Britannica account. So you can actually look that up, and I'll show you what it looks like right now. But basically, all you need to do is put in the website, which is right here. Okay. And then they have the password, so you don't need to make a Britannica account if you don't have it. I know some things on Britannica are free, but this way you can still get the information just without having to make an account yourself. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we'll see if there's any information. So this is the Britannica School website that we have at CIS. So let's just have a look through quickly and see if we can find any information about what it looks like. Well, look here. It says polar bears have a long neck, a small head, short rounded ears. The male is bigger than the female and weighs, 1,600 pounds. It grows to be 5.3 feet tall at the shoulder and can reach 8 feet in length. So that means that from its head all the way to its tail, it's 8 feet. The short tail, though, the tail is only 3 to 5 inches, which is really small. Polar bears have thick fur and black skin, which absorbs the heat from the sun. Under the layer, the skin is a layer of insulating fat. The feet have hairy soles. So you know what? I'm actually going to take all of this and I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into my information document here. So you guys will just take what you find about your animal and write it in as well. And you can just write some notes, okay? It doesn't have to be as detailed as this, okay? But let's just make it so we have all of the information in the right place. Okay. And let's just make it so we can see it a little bit easier here. So you're just writing notes and taking little bits of information. So look at this. We've already answered the question here. They have claws, strong, sharp claws. So that's one thing that I can check off. Okay. Uneven skin. They have thick fur. There's another one, the body covering. They have thick fur. So we've answered the size question. We've answered the body covering. I know that they don't have features like horns or antlers on their bodies, but they do have a tail. So that could be, they have a short tail, so that could be a feature. And it also answers that one. And I know that they have 4 legs, but let's just see if there's any other information on any of the other websites. So if I go on National Geographic, we'll do a quick little look here. So again, it mentions the size and the weight, which we've already found. And let's just see if there's anything else that we need. Not on that one. But let's go to polar bear facts, which is from Soft Schools. And again, it talks about their size. This is interesting. Although they look white, their fur is transparent. So that would be a cool thing to add in, maybe as like an interesting fact. So we'll put that also in here. Okay, and remember, it's just notes. So you can use like bullet points just to write your notes in, okay? So a bullet point could just be a little line or a circle, just so you have that information. And then you'll learn what to do with it tomorrow in your English class. I don't think they have anything else on here. So I think I found everything for this page, hopefully. If not, let's see. I have size, I have body coverings. They don't have any features, but I did mention the tail. I know that they have 4 legs because I can see the picture, so I can write in. They have 4 legs. And you can do that too. If you look at the picture, okay, and you can see that they have 4 legs, write it down. I can also see that they have 2 eyes and 2 ears, so I could write that down as well. 4 legs, 2 eyes, and 2 ears. Okay, and that just helps that. I know they don't have wings because polar bears can't fly. And I've already talked about that they have claws and a very tiny tail. Okay? And the other unique attributes is that although they look like their fur is white, their fur is actually transparent. So that's like a special thing that's just for them. So I found all of my information now. So let's see what's next. So if you can't find your information on one of the websites that I shared with you, you can actually type your questions into Google. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So let's get going. All right, so here we are on Google. And if we go back and look at the first question, what color is a? Well, that one is an easy one. You can look at it based on a picture. But we can actually type it in. What color is a polar bear? And if you type it in, it says polar bears aren't actually white. Turns out they can come in all sorts of colors. What? Yellow, gray, orange, even green. That's because polar bear fur is transparent. So transparent means that when the light strikes the outer fur, some of it is absorbed while the rest is scattered away. So some ways of looking at them, you can actually see that this one's a little bit like green or gray, a little bit, okay? So they kind of change color. That's kind of cool about polar bears. All right, so I would put that in my page, but I already have that their fur is transparent. So the next one is how big is. So if I type in how big is a polar bear, it should tell me, there you go, the size. So it shows the size of the male and the female because females are a little bit smaller, and it shows me how much they weigh. Okay, so that is another answer on my list of questions, and if I didn't already have it from my research on the websites, then I could write that in there. So there's also other questions here that you can use. I won't go through all of them, but some of them are, so what are the characteristics of a, which is what your animal is, what covers your animal's body, what are the special body features of your animal, how many eyes does your animal have, how many legs does your animal have, how many wings does your animal have, okay? So you can just type those in. So if we put up what are the special, let's put up characteristics. What are the characteristics? Oh, look, it's the first question. So I will touch that. And there you go. This is what comes up. So it has all of these characteristics of a polar bear, which I can then put into my page or write it down in my journal, wherever I'm keeping it. Okay? So that is all that you're going to do today. So your job is just to complete only the characteristics section for research. And this is going to be due tomorrow, because tomorrow in English, you will be learning how to write your characteristics part of your report, okay? So tomorrow or today, whenever you get this done, once you've answered all of these different facts, you should have between 4 and 5 facts. If you have more, that's amazing. But as long as you have at least 4, that is perfect, okay? So try to get 4 facts, 4 or 5. And then if you have more than 5, that's great, okay? And so you just need to take a picture of only this section, just like this, and send it to me on Class Dojo. So I would take this picture here with all of my writing, and I would send that to me on Class Dojo, okay? Well, that's all from me and Patty. Tomorrow we are going to talk about habitats, and I might be in a different location because it's really cold here. So, Patty and I have hung out, we've talked about it. And so next time we will be talking about habitats. So you need to work on your characteristics research today. It is due tomorrow, and then you will find out about everything that you need to write for your characteristics part. So we will see you later, and have fun researching.